So Joker 2 could easily be the best movie that you've seen. It was that good. Okay? Now, with the little caveat, imagine you on a skateboard and you're going and you've done all these incredible tricks and everyone's doing, and everyone's like, wow, it's amazing. And then there's a wall right there. All you're going to do is pass the wall, and then you just purposely take your skateboard and you just go straight into that wall. That's what happened with this movie right at the end. Everything up to the last 3 minutes, incredible. This could be the best Joker movie you've ever seen. It was fantastic. And I'm going to explain why here in just a second, okay? But first, go ahead, like the channel, subscribe. I'm not a movie review channel. We do software and focus on AI, but I wanted to point out how good this movie is, because online, all you're hearing is negative stuff about it. And it's really not fair to this movie. This is easily one of the greatest movies that you could have ever seen. So, go ahead, like the subscription. We're going to get back and I'll explain to you my humble reasonings. All right, so off the bat, this movie is just fantastically directed. The man who directed this did such a good job. The shots, the colors, everything is there that you learned to love from Joker 1. Okay, we're looking for the yellows, we're looking for the blues, we're looking for the reds, okay? They're all there, and I'm going to tell you, this movie focuses a lot on the yellows and the blues. There's some reds, but if you're sitting there watching this movie through the correct lens of trying to figure out what is the director saying with the colors and all this stuff, you're going to really get in depth. And here's the biggest thing about this movie. It's not a musical. They're trying to sell it off as a musical, and it's definitely got music in it, but it's not a musical. The music is fascinating because, like the colors in the original, the music give you hints into what's going on in the guy's mind, okay, or in the situation, okay? Remember how in Joker 1, something would be happening, and then you realize everything's yellow, and you're like, is this a hallucination? Think of it in that way. When the music starts up, he's getting delusional, okay? We're getting into sickness, okay? We're getting into hallucination and stuff. And it is just incredible the way that the director brings the music into this. I will say that this Joker is probably the best Joker that you'll have seen. It's the most true to who the Joker actually is. And it's like, he is twisted, he's sick, he's mentally ill, and he's violently psychopathic. Okay, and you get that. And that's really what's one of the things that's incredible about this movie, is how, without having to be ham-fisted and show the absolute violent nature, this guy, you get the idea just from the looks, from the scenes, from the music, from the colors. It's incredible. Okay, this Joker is, he could be one of the most Jokerish Jokers we've seen in a movie. And now I want to talk about Harley Quinn. I want to talk about Lady Gaga in this. Oh my God, she's amazing. It's incredible. Okay, you get the same idea watching this lady, that she's sick, she's evil, she is psychopathic. And again, it's done in such nuanced ways, through the music, through the sounds, that she doesn't have to be overtly violent for you to understand this is a sick individual. And I think that's what really captures the Joker. The Joker has always been one without reason, without like, why is he doing this? Like, you don't understand him. And the thing is that he's sick, okay? But he's brilliant, right? It's psychopathy and intellect and illness all put together. And Harley Quinn is right there. She is the perfect match. And I'm going to say, I've watched back in the day, red cartoons where Joker and Harley, they're doing weird stuff together. They're out there dancing in big, presents and just all sorts of stuff. They capture it in this movie. They captured that concept, okay? I don't understand why the critics don't like this, and the only thing that I can think of the reason why is akin to something of like what would happen in high school, right? You know, it's some kind of weird clique mentality. Okay, you know, you've got people that sit and they overthink things and they talk about things and they create kind of this cool, you know, we're like the kind of the insightful cool people and we know what's saying, and they create this bubble of thought. And of course, if you're just kind of a normie, right, like you don't necessarily fit in, and you're like, kind of like, well, I don't know, I kind of liked it, and of course that's just kind of proof that you're not in the crowd because you can't see the thing. It's kind of like modern art, okay, you know, or the emperor in his new clothes. Like everyone's like, oh, and then someone goes, you don't got no clothes, and everyone's like, what? And in this sense, you're like, I think this is an amazing movie. And people are like, well, obviously you must not have an artistic bent to understand why you didn't actually enjoy the thing you watched. I'm telling you, this movie was amazing. The only things that I can come up with is that it's not a sequel to number one. It is a standalone movie. It was a credible movie by itself. Okay, you go into this with the expectation of wanting to see a good movie, and you're not going to be disappointed. If you go in there and you're wanting to be like, yeah, I want to see more like stuff about against the system and you know, and send a social commentary and we're all jokers and all this, like, yeah, you're right. It ain't gonna. It's not number one. It's number two. It's a second Joker movie, and it stands alone as a fantastic movie. You're going to like this. I'm going to watch this again. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or something, because I'll watch it again. I've watched the original Joker a handful of times, and it's amazing. I'm going to watch this one a handful of times. It's incredible. Okay, I mean, the scenes are just, it's fascinating. Okay, it's one of those movies, a couple times I just kind of lean forward just to take it in, because every scene you watch is just so well done. But you've got to get in on what's going on with the colors and particularly the music. It's like an expansion to a video game or something like that. Like they have this one cool feature, which was the colors, and then they go, oh, now we've added another feature, which is the music. Okay, that's how you have to relate to this movie. And then the movie just blows away right up until the end. And then it's like I said, it's like you're riding a skateboard and you've done all these cool ollie tricks and nollies and whatever, you know, and you get right to the end and then there's a wall right here and you just purposely just turn your thing and just go, and that's how it felt. I was sitting there watching this movie and the whole time I'm going, this is a 9 out of 10 movie. This is an amazing movie. Why did people do it? And then right at the end it was just like, why would they do that? Like, what? Like, and all of a sudden, it took itself too serious. This movie did so good. This movie did so good at not taking itself too serious, not sniffing itself. I'm so, you know, being, you know how these movies, they're trying to make points that, of course, only, again, the elite, the clique would truly be able to get. And this movie avoids that right up to the end. And then suddenly you get this feeling like, I kind of been duped, like all of a sudden you just took yourself way too serious and you did stuff that's way too heady and metaphoric and you can't figure it out, okay? It really was disappointing ending with a caveat. I'm going to get there, okay? Because this movie actually does redeem itself, but there's extra work you have to do for this to redeem itself, okay? But I was watching, I'm just like, here, and then it was just like, boom. It went from 9.5 out of 10 to suddenly like 6. Like you just ruined it. It's like you got up there and you were doing this great oration in front of all these people, and everyone's like, yeah, and then right at the end, you just smiled, everyone's cheering, and then you just belched and scratched your armpit, and everyone was like, you had everyone convinced you were great, and then you did something just off the wall, and everyone's like, wait, what was that? And the ending really sucked, okay? But here's the thing. It's redeemable, but you have to, it's like you need a patch. You know, like with software, you got this great software, there's a bug, and you have to download the patch. You got to download the patch, and then this movie fixes itself. Unfortunately, how many people are going to really download the patch? And here's the key. You got to go online, and you have to ask to explain the ending. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what happens, but once you read about what actually happened, it's something like, oh, that's fascinating. And then it clicks it back into place. And I think what happened here is the director just, because some stuff happens right at the end, but it happens in the back. It happens like in a fuzzy background. Okay? And it's vital. He needed to have made it more accessible to seeing what happened. Because I didn't even, the scene that everything kind of relies on, I didn't even correctly interpret it. I turned to my son, I was there with my son, I said, I think he did this, okay? And later it's like, oh no, he did this other thing. And then you're like, oh, that means that, oh. But I tell you, the whole ride home, we were just like, what the hell? Okay? Until I got on the internet, looked it up, and then I'm like, oh. So, anyway, to wrap this all up, awesome movie. Don't listen to the critics, okay? Who cares about Joker number 1? Joker number 2. This is so good, okay? In summary, this is one of the best Jokers you're going to see. It's awesome. And Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga in this, I mean, yeah, obviously we could have gone a little bit further. It's not till right at the end that she fully puts on her Harley Quinn outfit. Could have gone a bit more, but it doesn't matter. Because once you understand the ending, all of it makes sense. And it wraps it up. There's no need for a number 3 with this, okay? Because it's self-contained. It's fantastic. Go watch it. It's worth it. Forget the reviewers that are sniffing their own scent, man. You're going to love this movie. If you like good movies, you're going to enjoy this movie. All right. You guys hang in there. We'll catch up with you later. Bye.